Southern Mississippi takes one of the longest road trips of the year. They travel to San Antonio and to El Paso to take on UTSA and UTEP, and will meet one of the unsung heroes on the Golden Eagle basketball team. That and a whole lot more today on Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler. Well, hi everybody. Welcome back to Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler, presented by Bancorp South. Golden Eagles have just returned from a two-game Conference USA road trip that took them out to San Antonio and to El Paso, Texas, games against UTSA and the UTEP Miners. We're going to talk about both of those ball games, but Doc, let's start off first with San Antonio. That had to be one of the strangest ball games I've ever been around. The Golden Eagles, got off to a tough start, and UTSA got off to a great start. Then you kind of flipped the table. It went down to, at one time, a two-point ball game before the Roadrunners finally pulled it out.
Yeah, I think, John, we got down 24 points, I think, in the first half. It wasn't that we just wasn't making baskets because, that's going to happen. But the thing that was disappointing, I think, more than anything in the first 9.5 minutes is that we just did not do a good job on the defensive end. We'll let the offense our lack of offensive production have an effect on us on the defensive end. And you just can't do that, especially on the road. Maybe at home you can get away with it a little bit, but getting down 24 points, but then the last 11 and a half minutes of the first half, we just started chipping away and we started making some shots, and I thought we got some energy back, and then, go down and get into the second half and have a chance to, just to chip, because when you're down 24, you're not going to have a special play that's going to be worth 6 or 7 points. I mean, you're just going to have to play each and every possession, and we did that. And like you said, we got it down to 2 points and then made two huge defensive mistakes on the defensive end that allowed them to get some momentum back. They got it back to 11, but we kept playing, and we got it back to 6. I think on 2 different occasions after that. Missed a wide open 3 to cut it to 3. But you can't dig yourself a hole like we did. And, more importantly, going on the road, you got to play each and every possession for 40 minutes. And we just didn't do it. And, San Antonio's having a good year, and they made some plays when they needed to make them, and that's what teams do when they win.
And you talked about it. Whenever you get behind, no matter how many points it is, the worst thing you can do is kind of hurry and do things that you don't normally do. You just got to play your game to work your way back in a ball game.
Well, the thing that we're doing right now that is something that we can't continue to do, and that's try to get caught back up in 1 or 2 possessions. We're not percentage-wise, a great three-point shooting team, and we've got to understand. It's getting late in the year to start understanding, but we've got to understand that when you're struggling, we also struggle to score inside sometimes. But we got to get to the free throw line, and we did that in the second half, but we missed some free throws that could have really made a difference. Bottom line is, again, just come out, let your defense be solid. No matter what happens on the road, it's got to be, and then you'll figure it out offensively, and that's what happened. But then again, late in the game, we let our offense dictate that the 2 or 3 possessions that we made mistakes on defense, and they made us pay.
Early on, they had a guy, Nick Allen, who had not scored a lot of points for them, that got some shots from the outside. But after that point, when you started to make that comeback, I thought you played pretty good defense down the stretch.
Well, we gave up, I think, 31 points in the first 9.5 minutes and 33 points in the last 30 minutes. So, defensively, I thought, like you said, the last 30 minutes of the ball game, you can't play much better. I mean, that's a team that scored 83 points against us here at home, and you go on the road and you hold them to 60, whatever it was, 65, I believe, and hold the Jackson kid that's averaging almost 20 points a game, you hold him to 6 points. So, you think you do that, you're going to have a chance to win. And if we didn't just get off to just a brutal start, I think we would have.
So it was the Golden Eagles and the Roadrunners of UTSA out in the UTSA Convocation Center in San Antonio, Texas. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Golden Eagles and the UTEP Miners here on Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler.
Been thinking about it since I was a kid.
Mom would be so proud.
If I could do it for a living.
Using my mom's recipes to open up a cupcake shop.
For my daughter to go to vet school.
Singing karaoke in all 50 states.
Captaining my own shrimp boat.
Tell us what you dream about. With the right loan or savings plan, we can make it a reality, no matter how crazy.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Keeping you within reach of what matters most. We're Bancorp South, and we're right where you are.
Hey Southern Miss fans, it's Toby Barker, Mayor of Hattiesburg. Mickey Spagnola once wrote, "If you're going to war and you get to choose first, choose Southern Mississippi. Always choose Southern Mississippi. Don't fight Southern Mississippi, because no matter how hard you fight, those folks will fight harder." His words capture the character of our institution and our city. We here in Hattiesburg are writing a new story, one where we rise to our challenges with great excitement, one where we push our city to reach its potential, and most importantly, one where there's real partnership between the University of Southern Mississippi and the city of Hattiesburg. Southern Miss is vital to our city's success, from the quality of life it provides through athletics and the arts to the talent it cultivates in the classroom. We share a common destiny. Hattiesburg is proud to be Mississippi's college city, and we hope as we go forward you'll join us in supporting our Golden Eagles this season as they go to the top.
And we're back on Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler, presented by Bancorp South. Saturday night, the Golden Eagles were out in El Paso, Texas, to take on the UTEP Miners' final home game of the year for the Miners, and for the final road game for the Golden Eagles before the Conference USA tournament. And Doc, again, a game that kind of both teams got off to a slow start. It was a 16-10 ball game, and then UTEP got on a little bit of a run to get ahead, and made it tough for the Golden Eagles to get back in the ball game.
No question about it. Again, you know, we thought had a decent shoot around on Friday, and then we came back on Saturday and you know, for a good hour had some energy. So I thought things were going to, you know, I thought the team bounced back and was going to be ready to play. And we just got off to the game and just once again could not make a basket. And as you mentioned, it was 16-10. You have the altitude issue. The guys had played a lot of minutes on Thursday night, and so you want to try to get them a little bit of a rest in the first half. And we went to the bench, unlike sometimes, you know, they've really not just hung in there, but really maybe, you know, gave us an advantage. We just got down and we couldn't recover, and it just started snowballing. And, you know, as we mentioned about the game against San Antonio, we started shooting threes, and this is not a three-point shooting team. We shot 15 threes in the first half, and I think we were 1 for 15. And you know, and give UTEP credit, they are playing better. It was senior night, so they did have a lot of energy. They had just beaten Louisiana Tech on the Thursday night, so you know they were feeling pretty good about themselves. But you know, again, as I continue to tell this team, and the good thing is these guys will all be back next year, but we've got to understand, John, that you do not help your offense by going down there shooting it quick. You got to put them on the free throw, put us on the free throw line, stop all the momentum, and take the ball out of their hands. And we wasn't getting stops on either end of the court and missing some easy baskets. And once again, you finish the ball game, I think 2 for 19 from the three-point line, and so you don't get to the free throw line like you needed to get there. And it was just not a good ball game for us. And again, I think UTEP is playing better, but at the same time, you know, we've got to regroup, and we got to have a good week of practice. You know, took Monday and Tuesday off, and and then we'll get back tomorrow and get ready to get started for the Louisiana Tech game.
And like we were talking about, when you hurry things up on the offensive end, you'll kind of play into their hands a little bit, help them kind of get some momentum, which they did heading into halftime.
Well, once again, you know, the number of easy baskets that we missed is just unbelievable, and you know, even out of bounds plays, we got three baskets right there at the basket and didn't convert on any of those. And then free throws, you went to the free throw line and didn't convert on those. So all those things add up, and you know, it just you know, you want to give UTEP credit, but at the same time, we did not play very well on either end. Really ran out of energy. Tyree picked up his third foul in the first half, and you know, Kevin Holland fouled out. So, you know, all those things come into play, and once again, the offensive end really affected how we played on the defensive end.
And defensively, again, early on, we're doing some good things. You got them a shot clock violation on their first possession, and so playing some good defense early on until they were able to get on that run a little bit.
Well, again, I think more than anything, you know, again, our lack of offensive execution, and what I mean execution, just missing some shots that we, more than anything, I think we're just tired. You know, we had no legs, and that's something that we've got to maybe get through, and that's why I gave them 3 days off this week, and because we do have a big game on Saturday, and then we have the tournament starting the next week. So, you know, hopefully we'll get some things done starting tomorrow and get corrected and get ready to play a good game for our senior night on Saturday.
So it was the Golden Eagles and the UTEP Miners on Saturday night out in El Paso, Texas. When we come back, we'll continue the show today, and we'll meet one of the unsung heroes of the Golden Eagle basketball team. That's coming up right after this on Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler.
When you're born to soar, you're destined to rise above. Curiosity leads to exhilarating discoveries. Challenges become opportunities. And passions become filled with purpose. The world looks different from above. The University of Southern Mississippi, where eagles soar.
Been thinking about it since I was a kid.
Mom would be so proud.
If I could do it for a living,
Using my mom's recipes to open up a cupcake shop.
For my daughter to go to vet school.
singing karaoke in all 50 states.
Captaining my own shrimp boat.
Tell us what you dream about. With the right loan or savings plan, we can make it a reality, no matter how crazy.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Keeping you within reach of what matters most. We're Bancorp South, and we're right where you are.
Hey basketball fans, the 2018 Conference USA Basketball Championship presented by Baylor Scott & White Sports Performance Center at the Star is coming to Frisco, Texas. 24 men's and women's basketball teams playing 22 games will take place at Ford Center at the Star, headquarters to the Dallas Cowboys. Join us for 4 days of exciting hoops March 7th through the 10th with CUSA titles and NCAA automatic bids on the line. For tickets and more information, go to conferenceusa.com. You won't want to miss Hoops at the Star this March.
And back on Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler, presented by Bancorp South. Well, I said leading into that last break, we're going to talk today about one of the unsung heroes on the Golden Eagle Ball Club, and that's Jordean Brigham, who's the senior manager on the Golden Eagle basketball team. And Doc, here's a guy, I guess, that came in when you did. I mean, you're the guy that brought him in when he first got to campus here, and people forget how hard those guys work behind the scenes, the managers, the trainers. But Jordan's done a great job in his time at Southern Miss.
No question about it, and you're right. The managers bring so much to the team. You know, in a lot of ways, they dictate what kind of practice you're going to have. You know, players are so fickle as it is, you know, and so entitled, and if they come to practice and their practice gear is not really the way they want it, then that may affect them. And then you go to the practice court, and then you want the floor to be clean, and you got to have the balls, you got to have everything ready, because anything like that, can have an effect on one or two people if it's not the way you want it, and therefore it can ruin a practice. So I've been very, very lucky since I've been here to have some really good guys that have done a great job, and Jordan's definitely one of those people. And once you get on the road, all the things that you have to do to make a road trip go right, he just takes care of it. So and he's done a good job of just taking ownership of it, because it has to mean something to you, because it's, again, some people may look at it as maybe not that important, but it's one of the most important staff members you have, is those managers.
But Jordan has done a great job for the Golden Eagles, no question about that. And we certainly enjoyed visiting with him just a couple of days ago. So let's meet up close and personal, Jordan, the Golden Eagle manager.
The commitment's really part of it. Being a manager, you sign up for all of it. Like, FaceTime really is key. The consistency is key. Day in, day out. Like, I don't know. It's just something about being around a program, being around a team. Like, I'm from Florida, so none of my friends are here. So the team became my friends. It became my family. During Thanksgiving, we have Thanksgiving meals. So it really just, I don't know, it was an eye-opening process, because I started out being 18. I really didn't like it. Like, having to be around all the time, have people, I don't know, kind of joke on me, not joke on me. So it was all like, you really had to find your, I don't know, you had to find your way in, because they're not all welcoming. So, you just got to find your niche. Some of my duties are, I try to call myself the babysitter. Like, I do wash clothes, I'm designated hand clapper, I'm always picking up sweat. I'm just the overall encourager. Like, when I go on the road, I wake up early, knock on everyone's door. Hey, breakfast in 10 minutes, breakfast in 5 minutes. So you really become their dad in a sense. Being a manager, you have to know what's going on at all the time. Like, who's here, who you've seen today, who's not feeling well, who has class. So you're really just like hate to say a parent, but you're a parent. The time commitment is up there, like one of the first things they tell you when you become a manager, because being around is key. You got to know everything. I tape the floor, sweep the floor, doctoral big sweeping the floor. So the girls get off right after us, so you have to sweep the floor, tape the floor, make sure the slip knot's down. It's just little things. Make sure all the players are here, who has class, who needs a ride from class. So, and I got to take care of Coach. Coach might want to pop in the middle of practice, got to go run and do that. So it's really just learning everything, then just trying to stay on top of it was the hard part. I'm currently studying psychology, and I don't plan to use my major until later down the road. I just have a natural psychology. I've liked psychology in Florida as like part of the curriculum, so I learned at a very young age. And it's something that's always stood out to me. I chose to be my major here at Southern because I wanted to do sports coaching, but I don't know, I just didn't want to limit myself. So I chose psychology, and hopefully after I graduate, I get a GA position, and then I can get my master's in sports management. But if not, I'll probably go home and be a psych teacher and coach high school basketball. I take pride in it. When I dress up on game day, it's like a dream come true. Like, right now I'm wearing a polo and slacks. My next step, I want to wear a tie and slacks. So you really just have to, it is what you make it. If you don't think highly of it, it won't be highly. But singing the fight song, like, it's something I really take. We all come together for that 30 seconds, and it's really something special. Any advice I give someone who wanted to be a manager, I would tell them, it is what you make it, like I said before. Be ready to pick up sweat, and don't take anything personal. Coming into it, you can really it can be degrading washing another man's laundry, but that's the best part of it. Like, no one else can do that. You never know. Someone might go pro and they can be like, hey, I washed blah, blah, blah's laundry. So it's really all you make of it.
When you're born to soar, you're destined to rise above. Curiosity leads to exhilarating discoveries. Challenges become opportunities. And passions become filled with purpose. The world looks different from above. The University of Southern Mississippi, where eagles soar.
Hey basketball fans, the 2018 Conference USA Basketball Championship presented by Baylor Scott & White Sports Performance Center at the Star is coming to Frisco, Texas. 24 men's and women's basketball teams playing 22 games will take place at Ford Center at the Star, headquarters to the Dallas Cowboys. Join us for 4 days of exciting hoops March 7th through the 10th with CUSA titles and NCAA automatic bids on the line. For tickets and more information, go to conferenceusa.com. You won't want to miss Hoops at the Star this March.
You got me falling hard, sweet baby, you got me falling hard for you. And still, I felt this way before, you know it's true. And still, you got me more and more. Oh, you got me falling hard.
This February, Southern Miss celebrates Black History Month. An unsung hero, Clyde Kennard, had the courage to initiate change so all individuals, regardless of race, color, or creed, could receive an education no matter where they happened to be. A Korean War veteran from Hattiesburg, Clyde attempted several times to enroll at the all-white Mississippi Southern College. After bringing attention to his cause, he was falsely imprisoned and died from cancer while serving that sentence. In 2006, his conviction was overturned completely, and earlier this year, Southern Miss honored his sacrifice with the dedication of a marker on the Mississippi Freedom Trail. Southern Miss celebrates diversity and inclusion for all people. And once again, back on Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler, presented by Bank Corp South. As Doc was mentioning a little while ago, Golden Eagles a few days off this week, but Doc then back in action on Saturday afternoon against the Louisiana Tech Ball Club that's had some ups and downs, much like the Golden Eagles have this year.
Well, they're very talented and athletic, and they really give us a problem because they've got some size, the 6'4" to 6'7" athletes that we don't have, and they have had some tough games. And you know, they've been a team that's played very good at home, but have struggled a little bit on the road. You know, they're 1-7, just like we are. And you know, when we went over there earlier this season, it was probably one of the best offensive games a team played against us, and maybe the worst defensive game that we played. Gave up 59 points in the first half, and you know, that should be what you're giving up in a ball game. So they are a team that causes us a lot of problems, but hopefully you know, starting tomorrow we'll have some good practices and you know, get ready to play on Saturday, because it is a special day. It's D'Angelo Richardson's last home game, and you know, you always like those guys to go out with your team playing the very best they can.
This is a Golden Eagle ball. You mentioned just the one senior. You've got a couple of guys sitting out, so the nucleus of this team is coming back next year. Yeah, it is. And again, you had a couple of guys that came into the season that had sat out a year, and you know, at times we played some really good basketball, and hopefully we'll get back this week to having some good practices, having a good game on Saturday, and getting some momentum going back into that tournament. So that's what our plans are, and hopefully that's the way it ends up. I know you and the coaching staff spent a lot of time after the UTEP and San Antonio games talking about what you had to do to kind of get this team going back, and so I would think that's the mission this week, is to get them back playing you were a couple of weeks ago. Well, we were playing really good basketball, even though maybe we didn't win the game at Middle Tennessee and Old Dominion. We can't play much better than what we played, and one or two plays in that ball game would have made a difference, but we're not playing that way right now. But it's our job Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to get back to finding out and fine-tuning some things and making sure that we're all on the same page. And you know, as I said, the last home game's always you know, it's fun, but at the same time it's kind of sad. But hopefully we play well for D'Angelo and try to get a little momentum going for the conference tournament, which is Louisiana Tech this weekend, but then the following week out in Frisco, Texas in the conference tournament.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, this is the second part of the season right now, and we've played our way into the tournament again, which is a great credit to our guys. And so the third part of the season is postseason, and hopefully that's what you want to do, is to be playing your best basketball of the year. We're not right now, but that's not to say that we can't start this Saturday and then carry it over into the conference tournament.
All right, Doc, thanks always for the visit, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, John.
All right, the Golden Eagles won a game this week. That is on Saturday afternoon at Ring Coliseum against one of their longtime rivals, the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech. No more Golden Eagle Hotline, but we'll be back next year with that. But again, we thank our good friends out at Georgia Blue for their great hospitality throughout the year for the Golden Eagle Hotline. Have a great week, everybody. We will see you next time. Another inside look into Golden Eagle basketball.
Hey basketball fans, the 2018 Conference USA Basketball Championship presented by Baylor Scott & White Sports Performance Center at the Star is coming to Frisco, Texas. 24 men's and women's basketball teams playing 22 games will take place at Ford Center at the Star, headquarters to the Dallas Cowboys. Join us for 4 days of exciting hoops March 7th through the 10th with CUSA titles and NCAA automatic bids on the line. For tickets and more information, go to conferenceusa.com. You won't want to miss Hoops at the Star this March.
You got me falling hard, sweet baby, got me falling hard for you. And still, I felt this way before, you know it's true. And still, you got me more and more. Oh, you got me falling hard.
Been thinking about it since I was a kid.
Mom would be so proud.
If I could do it for a living,
Using my mom's recipes to open up a cupcake shop.
For my daughter to go to vet school.
singing karaoke in all 50 states.
Captain in my own shrimp boat.
Tell us what you dream about. With the right loan or savings plan, we can make it a reality, no matter how crazy.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Keeping you within reach of what matters most. We're Bancorp South, and we're right where you are.
Hey Southern Miss fans, it's Toby Barker, Mayor of Hattiesburg. Mickey Spagnola once wrote, "If you're going to war and you get to choose first, choose Southern Mississippi. Always choose Southern Mississippi. Don't fight Southern Mississippi, because no matter how hard you fight, those folks will fight harder." His words capture the character of our institution and our city. We here in Hattiesburg are writing a new story, one where we rise to our challenges with great excitement, one where we push our city to reach its potential, and most importantly, one where there's real partnership between the University of Southern Mississippi and the city of Hattiesburg. Southern Miss is vital to our city's success, from the quality of life it provides through athletics and the arts to the talent it cultivates in the classroom. We share a common destiny. Hattiesburg is proud to be Mississippi's college city, and we hope as we go forward you'll join us in supporting our Golden Eagles this season as they go to the top.